The sand I feel beneath my feet, does it mean I exist? Or am I a distant memory of someone's past? It feels familiar. I think I was me, Ava.
It was like an anthology of this one person's life, and you get to see all of the different iterations and all of the different kind of big moments that you collect that help create who you become as a person. And not only was it a beautiful story, but it was so visually beautiful as well. Like, it was shot just in the most gorgeous way. It was nostalgic and soft and warm and beautiful. um when she was a kid, and you can just see this like spark in her eyes when she meets her new friend. And it was so incredible, it was so creative, it was so unique, and just the production value of this was so high. There was like a kind of a sci-fi tech element to it as well. And just I have no notes. 10 out of 10. I loved the casting. I loved all of the performances. I loved the concept and the flashbacks and the like ethereal nature of it. And I loved getting to see especially the iteration or the progress of the relationship between the two women as young girls meeting, and you can see their connection, and then meeting again as adults, and then starting a family and being happy, but then ultimately parting ways. um, because yeah, there was a line of, when time takes love away, do you chase it or do you let it leave? Like, that really stayed with me. And I think that will resonate true with so many audiences.
I get the sense that this is a collection of memories. It's like life flashing before your eyes, and it gives you a sense of reoccurring moments within a lifetime and the passage of time. I enjoyed the subtlety that was in this piece, like the showcasing of her relationship with her mother was very subtly but well done and very clear. And in her mother's passing, all once again very subtle, well done. You had this VO that extended throughout, that was sort of the overarching connective tissue, if you will, between all these memories. We're seeing in aspects or all aspects of a life. And some of these memories replay, it seems, but with different endings. And it makes me wonder, are we seeing the outcomes that were hoped for but did not come to pass? Are we seeing selective, sort of the selective memory, how we remember things versus how they actually were? And it talks a lot about how love is just this overarching thing that makes time seem like it's moving faster or it's standing still, if you will. And at the end of life, I got the sense that this is someone at the end of her life looking back on her choices, looking back on the people that she's encountered, looking back on the things that she decided to do, didn't decide to do. Um, and even an ending where someone new happens upon her life's memories that are packed away. It's just like this never-ending cycle of memories, all connected to the soul of a person. Really, a person's life is just a collection of memories and experiences and people that they touched along the way. And I just felt like this was a very good visual representation of that.
Great mix of sort of mood, rhythm with the music matched with the images, and I thought that the themes of spirituality, life, and time spread across such a cast of characters, a very young girl to an older woman. I thought had a really interesting thematic and stylistic approach that I thought worked well because of the sense of cinematography and capturing these images. A lot of remarkable images, especially towards the end. There was the body paint sequences when she was more depressed. The ending sequence of the woman moving into the water. A lot of the shots with the water were quite memorable. I thought the piece just had a strong ethereal feel that worked well and was trying to reflect the birth of human life in a way that I thought was interesting and emotional.
This piece is about time and space and the existence of life and death, and this journey between these series of collected memories, whether they are real or not, we aren't exactly sure. You get a sense of this flash before your eyes, so to speak, as we get to see this journey and these relationships develop with her mother and this bond, so to speak, her intimate relationships with her girlfriend, and the origin stories of how we experience life and how it affects us, and how this butterfly effect of how one moment can lead to the next, I think is really interesting. This piece has very little to no dialogue, and the narration kind of brings this connection to it all. And within this piece, the music and the cinematography really do a great job telling this story.
It's a very experimental film. The cinematography is gorgeous, the lighting and sound are beautiful and deep. I felt like I was reading a passage from a book. Ava happens to be the main heroine of this story. We as an audience see this passage of her life in exploration of her sexuality and identity. It's a blissful story of many other people's and strangers' memories told into one. Ava might be in fact the holder of time and memories, with the hourglass being the signifier of that. There was some good use of color portrayed in the film, like the pink and yellow robes Ava and her mom wore, and the blue and yellow interior and accent colors of the furniture in her house. The dance scenes she did was, or the ballerina type moves she did, was very contemporary and holds a lot of emotions. It's expressionistic and passionate and very moving.
Artistic and aesthetical short. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way the short is told, with this voiceover that keeps going on the actual film. There's not much dialogue, but there is a lot of movement, a lot of dancing, a lot of emotions and feelings coming out from the characters. I like the idea living in a virtual reality. Like when they have this object that they use to enter in a new dimension, and the story of this character that just changes different timelines, and I really felt while watching it like this is a quest towards the unknown, like a quest towards the future, trying to enjoy life as much as possible between friends and parties and long nights and short days and travels, and always traveling and never know what to expect, but get the most out of your life, because life is just one. This is really the feeling that I got watching the film.
Exploring the life of a character in an unconventional way. I think the music also lends it a sense of this is not your usual film that you would expect, and it adds an element of otherness to as the story unfolds, but that doesn't take away from the emotion at pivotal points in the character's life. And I think it's a really interesting approach.